Are humans inherently selfish or cooperative? No, it's a false dichotomy based on essentialism that's used by exploitative people to justify their domination, when the real problem systems of OPPRation. You see, most people want a stable life and community, but some jerks think, how can I get more power for me? So make up myths like laziness, progress, and human nature, to pretend they deserve a better life than you. And the rich white Western men who disproportionately benefit from the hierarchies justified by all these myths use their power to convince people with zero evidence to believe in white supremacy, capitalism, patriarchy, and imperialism. So what to do to build a future with resilience? We could start by dispelling all these hierarchical myths. When you make sense of the world, consider it among these systems. And remember, individualism is a mistake based on self-actualization, which Maslow got wrong and conceded later in life, so you should also consider things like this.
Yeah, not only are family courts not matriarchal, but pointing to the bias in family court decisions is another example of men telling on themselves. Let's start with child support. Do you remember this story about the juvenile underage father who got his babysitter pregnant and was forced to pay child support? Well, in doing the research for that video, I looked into why it is that courts don't take the means of conception into account when awarding child support. And the reason is that for decades, men have tried to commit fraud in court by claiming the conception was illegitimate in order to get out of paying child support. So much so that courts have decided that in order to protect the best interests of the child, they're no longer going to hear arguments about the means of conception. That's not misandry or matriarchy, that is the fair consequence of men's crappy behaviour. So the other argument that gets used is around custody, pointing to this statistic that women get custody 65% of the time. But what's ignored is that 50% of that is because both parents agree the mother should have custody. 40% of the 50 states have a default custody schedule of 50-50, with, unsurprisingly, Republican states dragging their feet when it comes to giving dads more time. But let's take a look at one of the states where 50-50 isn't the default, such as my home state of Texas, where men get awarded 33% of the custody. So the default order in Texas is every other weekend, which if you're doing the math equates to about 14% of the time. But the average is higher at 33%. And that's because this is merely a default. You can request a different schedule, you just have to ask for it. And it looks like in Texas, about half the time men are indeed asking for 50-50 schedules. But half the time, they're totally fine with every other weekend. And we know that's the case because in 90% of cases, they're settled without a judge intervening. Both parents agree on the custody schedule. So this isn't men not getting awarded what they're asking for. This is men straight up being okay with taking less custody of their kids. Very rarely will judges intervene and enforce a custody order. Typically when they do, it's because there's a history of abuse, substance addiction, or neglect. Are there exceptions? Absolutely. But pointing to these statistics generally does nothing but show that men still have a lot of work to do.
Potatoes, greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes. Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, greens, potatoes, tomatoes.
One of the nice things about living in Ohio are the dream nests. These ones are nice and full. We should eat well tonight.
Elijah, get over here and pick up these socks. Hey! Liam, pick up the socks. Pick up the socks. I know you didn't put them on the floor. Get over here and pick up these damn socks. Fat boy. Hey! Come here! Liam! Elijah, come pick up these socks that y'all dumped over the floor. Elijah! Elijah, come pick up these socks now. Come pick
Okay, bear with me, but what if we took this song and tried it out as a ballad?
Keep holding on, well, my brain's ticking like a bomb. Guess the black thoughts again have come to get me. Sweet bitter words, unlike nothing I have heard. Sing along, mockingbird, you don't affect me. That's right. Deliver into my art. Please strive. Be deliberate. Wait, I'm coming undone. Irate. I'm coming undone. Too late. I'm coming undone. What looks so strong, so delicate.